Good morning, dear student. Today I am going to deal with the poem Obituary. This poem is prescribed for TYBA syllabus, and in this video I am going to analyze the poem line by line. This poem is very famous as it has been written by AK Ramanujan. So we will discuss this poem in detail. So the man behind the words, it is about about the poet. He is poet, scholar, linguist, and philologist. He is also a folklorist, and he has also translated many texts. And he is also genius person who has also written plays. If we read the next point, he is a very good linguist, and he has knowledge of English, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, and Sanskrit languages. The most important thing about him is that he is the professor, and he has played very important and key role in shaping South Asian studies. So now we will begin to analyze poem line by line. So, Obituary. This poem is written by A.K. Ramanujan. Father, when he passed on, left dust on a table of papers, left doubts and daughters, a bed-waiting grandson, named by the toss of a coin after him. If we read this poem carefully, we will understand that here the speaker refers to his own father, and if we want to know the background of this poem, you will come to know that the speaker's father is dead, and this poem is a kind of memory of his father. So he says, Father, when he passed on, means when the speaker's father died, he left dust on a table of papers. It means this stanza reveals us that whatever he has left behind. So he has left debts and daughters. It means he has left debts there, and there are also daughters behind him. He also has a bed-waiting grandson. And an interesting thing about his grandson is that he has been named by the toss of a coin after him. Okay, so here in this stanza we come to know that the speaker's father is dead, and the speaker is talking about him. The speaker is telling us what he has left behind. He has left behind debts, and he has also left daughters. It means there are unmarried daughters are there, and there is also a grandson. So this first stanza tells us about the opening of the poem, and it tells us about the death of the speaker's father, and the speaker remembers his father. The speaker here seems to comment or seems to be unhappy with his father because he has left debt and daughters. So when we talk about the figurative language of this stanza, if we see these lines, left, debt, daughters, the. Here is alliteration. This alliteration figure of speech is used in which the sound is repeated. So it's clear, I think, that in this first stanza. Then when we continue to the next line, you will see that a house that leans slowly through our growing airs on a bent coconut tree in the yard. In this stanza, we see the speaker's house. So his father has also left a house behind him. Okay, and this house is so old and it has been leaned. It means it is about to fall slowly through our growing years. It means not only the house has grown up, these children have also grown up on a bent coconut tree in the yard. There is also one tree, and that tree is also bent. Okay, so these lines indicate and depict the house of a speaker. That house is not in good condition. It has almost leaned. It is bent on coconut tree in the yard. Being the burning type, he burned properly. See, these are very important line because this phrase, burning type, this phrase indicates the nature of the speaker's father. He was burning type. Burning type means he was very angry man. This is one thing. And again, we can claim that his father was also been living his life for his family, isn't it? So he was a burning type. He was an angry man, and he has been suffering throughout his life. He has been living his life not for the sake of his own, for the sake of his family. He burned properly. Okay. In this line, we come to know about the cremation process of his father's death. He burned properly at the cremation as before, easily and at both ends. Left his eyes coins in the ashes that didn't look one bit different. Okay, so what happens, that these lines tell us about our own tradition. When somebody is dead, when somebody is buried, there are certain coins to be put on the eyes of the dead body. Okay, so this is the whole process of cremation. The first stanza tells us about the death of the speaker's father, and then the speaker describes the house, how was his house or how his house is. The house is also old one. So his father has also left debt, and he has left behind daughters. Those are the unmarried daughters. Then in the next stanza, the speaker tells us about the nature of his father. It means he was a burning type. Okay, so this can be considered as a comment on the speaker's father. Burning type means he was angry, or he has been living his life throughout, and he has been spending time not for his own sake but for the sake of his family. At both ends, left his eye coins in the ashes that didn't look one bit different, several spinal discs. So if you look at these lines carefully, you will understand that after the body is burned, when somebody is dead and the body is burned, so whatever is left behind, the day after the cremation, 1 day or 2 days after cremation, generally in our culture, we go to collect the ashes. So here the speaker tells us that whatever is left behind, spinal disc, rough. So he describes how it is. It is rough. Some burned to coal. It means some parts are already burned, but some parts are left unburned. Burned to coal for sons to pick gingerly. It means whatever these things are left behind, these things are kept behind or left behind to pick carefully. Gingerly means carefully. And throw, as the priest said, facing east where three rivers met near the railway station. If we read this poem carefully, we will understand that the speaker here in each line tells us step by step very carefully about the process after the death of the person, isn't it? So in the first stanza we see the speaker, we get information that the speaker's father is dead. Then we see the description of the house. That house is not in the good condition. It is almost burned. Then we see how his nature was. He was a burning type, and that's why he burned properly at the cremation. Then we see when after the cremation, the people go to collect the ashes, and in that ashes we see there are various things left behind, such as spinal disc, rough, some burned to coal, for sons to pick gingerly. It means whatever is left behind, the sons, basically the people go and collect the things that are left unburned, and some of the spinal disc. And throw, as the priest said, facing east, where three rivers met near the railway station. Actually, what happens here, that when the cremation process is over, when the people go and collect ashes and collect the remaining bones, what happens, in our culture, traditionally the people go to go to the river, and we generally throw remaining things in the river in order to purify it. So where three rivers met near the railway station. So the speaker and some of his relatives go near the river and throw those unburned things in the river. And these three rivers, that is the combination of three rivers. We generally call it in Marathi as a Triveni. So near the railway station. No long-standing headstone with his full name and two dates to hold in their parentheses. This is very interesting thing, because in our culture, what happens when somebody is very famous dead? Generally, there are two or three names are written, isn't it? The name is written on or is carved on a stones. But here, his father is an ordinary man. He has no that much contribution. It means for a noble cause. He was very important for his family. But here we see that he is so simple, so ordinary that there is nothing written about him. Everything he didn't quite manage to do himself. So again the speaker comments on his father. It means he is dead and he has left many things incomplete. He couldn't complete many things to do himself, like his Caesarean birth in a Brahmin ghetto and his death by heart failure in the market. See, uh, if we read these lines carefully, we will understand that his father was born in a Brahmin ghetto. Okay, it means that at the birth he has been in a bad situation. He had bad luck, and his death is also bad luck because he died by heart attack in the market. It means he has been living his life throughout in misery. His birth is also a misery, and his death in the market is also a misery. So, till this, we have seen about, we have got information about how he's dead, how he was born, what type of person he was, what happens to his cremation process. The speaker very carefully describes the whole process of our tradition, where what is done to the dead body. It's everything is very minutely done by the speaker. But someone told me he got two lines in an inside column of a Madras newspaper sold by the kilo exactly 4 weeks later to street hawkers. Here, the speaker is told by someone that there was an obituary written about his father in a local newspaper. So, what happened to that newspaper? It was sold later on, Madras newspaper, and it was, of course, once it is read, the next day the people generally sell old newspapers by kilo, isn't it? So he got two lines, means speaker's father has got two lines in an inside column of a Madras newspaper. It is obituary. These are the lines about the speaker's father. He comes to know about these lines by somebody who has informed him that his father's there are few lines were written about his father. Okay, so which newspaper? Madras newspaper, and this newspaper was sold by the kilo exactly after 4 weeks to street hawkers, means the people who sell things on streets, who sell it in turn to the small groceries. Okay, he has got information about his father's obituary, but now it is difficult to collect that newspaper, isn't it? So the speaker here, his tone changes. Now he is so eager to read those two lines about his father. This is the same speaker when he is unhappy about his father at the beginning of the poem, because there are many things left incomplete in his life. The same speaker changes here as somebody informs him about his father's obituary, isn't it? So he tries to search it out. He tries to search the newspapers. Where I buy salt, coriander, jaggery in newspaper cones that I usually read for fun. Lately, in the hope of finding these obituary lines. This is very interesting because when we buy something, so the things like salt, coriander, jaggery, and these things usually come in news or in wrapped newspapers, old newspapers. So the speaker has the habit of reading these newspapers, these old newspapers for fun. But now he reads those newspapers very carefully because he wants to read those two lines about his father. So he is here optimistic. He is very eager, very unhappy. But now he tries to he tries to find out that newspaper in which the obituary is written. So this is very simple and easy poem, but it's so meaningful poem. So we will discuss some of the other elements about this poem. And he left us a change mother, more than one annual ritual. Okay, so what he has left, isn't it? Now these four lines are also very meaningful. Here the speaker tells us that his father has left them, okay, left them a change mother. A change mother means the mother has been, a mother is changed because of the death of her husband, isn't it? So what he has left for them is just a change mother and more than one annual ritual. This is a traditional we generally do. So this is what the poem is about. This poem is very simple and lucid, but this is very meaningful poem. It tells us that what exactly happens when somebody is dead. When the person is around us, we don't basically generally think about the person. But when the person leaves us forever, so we try to miss that person. We try to remember that person. We try to find out smaller things that can make us remember that person. So that's why this poem is great, and I have just tried to simplify this poem for you. We'll go ahead and discuss other points. So let us explore some of the important things about this poem. This poem was published in 1917 collections. This poem is very outstanding and a standard poem, isn't it? It chronicles, what does it tell? It tells about the passing away of speaker's father and the grief the speaker feels because of his death. What does this explores? This poem explores death, isn't it? Memory, legacy, and cultural identity. The most important thing is that it is deeply human portrayal of father's passing. It's a emotional, isn't it? Human portrayal. Here, the poem is a combination. It blends. It brings together many things. Ritual. Ritual means each minute point is explained or is discussed by the speaker throughout the poem, beginning from the death of the speaker's father till the end, that is the left mother. It means changed mother. Of course, the mother is changed because of the departure of her husband. Irony. So how the poem is ironical? Where do we find irony? We find irony at the beginning of the poem, isn't it? Because the speaker has left, the speaker's father has left many things incomplete, and that's why the speaker is unhappy with him, isn't it? He is very unhappy. This is one point, and the next point about the irony we see at the last stanza, before last stanza of this poem. We see that the speaker generally used to read the old newspaper for fun, but now he reads them in order to find out the obituary, isn't it? In order to find out about his father. the lines written about his father. So this is the irony. Okay, and these are the things. So here I have also tried to describe. If you look at the screen, you will understand that on the left side you will see the original poem, and in the right hand side you will see the description. Father, when he passed on, left dust on a table of papers, left debts, daughters, a bedwetting grandson, named by the toss of a coin after him. See reading the remnant. The opening stanza offers an inventory of life reduced to its most tangible, mundane traces, papers, debts, and dependents. In simple words, whatever the speaker's father has left behind. What he has left behind? Debt. Okay? Daughters. Means that is a kind of burden here for the speaker. It means the debt is a burden, isn't it? Because if somebody has taken debt, one has to do whatever it is to be done, isn't it? To repay it. But here the father is dead and the son has to do it. That's why it is a burden. So there is no grant, and there are also left daughters, isn't it? Daughters are left behind, and his duty remain incomplete as daughters are unmarried, and there is also one bedwetting grandson. This grandson is also is a baby. Then the act of naming a grandson by a coin toss is at once random and performed. Okay, this is by chance. It means everything happens by chance. A house. Then we see the description. If we see the screen, you will understand that there is this one coconut tree. This is a very good slide. I think that you can see the condition of the house. This house is quite good, but the speaker's house is not that much good one. So the house is bent. Okay, there is a coconut tree. You can see the coconut tree also, and the house is also there. But house is not in the good condition. It's old one, isn't it? The house is a living metaphor. Okay, so house is living metaphor means the house has seen many things, isn't it? It is a symbol of their own life. It is a symbol of the life of the family. It is a symbol of the speaker's own development, his own growth, isn't it? Childhood mirroring the family's slow, quiet decline. It means how the family has been declined. Then again, these lines being the burning type, I have already explained this. I coins. Here there are some lines. Left is I coins. The I coins and smile and dicks are unsettling. Precise detail, the body reduced to fragments, handled with both reverence and practicality. The ritual of throwing remains westward toward the. Okay, we have done this because at the beginning. Meanwhile, I have explained this. When somebody is dead, when the cremation is done, whatever the remaining parts left, spinal disc or whatever, these are thrown in the three rivers, isn't it? At the point facing east, where three rivers meet, where Triveni is there. Okay. So this is also one interesting thing about this poem. No long-standing headstone with his full name and two dates. Okay, the absent headstone become a symbol of an incomplete life. Okay, means there is nothing written about him because his life remained incomplete, isn't it? So again we see his birth and death. He was born in a Brahmin ghetto. It was not a favorable condition, and his death in a fruit market. It is also not a favorable condition. Means nothing was in his hand. He came into life by chance, and he died, of course, in the same way. But someone told me this is the turning point of the poem. Till this point, we see that the speaker is not happy about his father. Okay, of course he's sad about the death of his father, but he's sad because things are left incomplete. The speaker's father has to do many things, isn't it? So all these things remain incomplete. So it is a kind of complaining tone at the beginning of this beginning and middle of the poem. Then there is a turning point when somebody comes and informs the speaker that he has read two lines in a local newspaper inside a column. The title of the newspaper is Madras newspaper, and it was the old newspaper, isn't it? It was, of course, now not available, but the speaker again and again thinks about his father and believes that one day he will come to those lines. He will find those lines. He will find these lines about his father, isn't it? So at the earlier he used to read the old newspapers for fun, isn't it? But now he reads newspaper to find out about his father's obituary. That is the change in this poem. Okay, then this poem is the poem closes with Ramanujan himself searching. Okay, he is searching about his father. So this is a poem, and I have tried to explain this poem in very few lines. I hope that you might have understood. But basically, what you need to do is, in simple words, if I ask you to summarize this poem, or if somebody asks you to summarize this poem, you should say that this poem is written by AK Ramanujan. The poem is about the demise of the speaker's father, and this poem tells us the speaker's attitude about his father's death. At the earlier, we see that his father is dead, his father is no more, and he has left many things incomplete. He has left in unmarried girls, unmarried daughters. He has left debt. Okay. Then we go to the his cremation. The speaker tells about his father's nature. He was very burning type, and he died he burned properly. This is also a comment. Then we see about his grandson, how his grandson is named. Then we see the description of the house. The house also indicates their fall, the fall of the family. Then we see what he has done throughout his life. He has been living throughout life for his family, and then we go on talking about this. We can say that the speaker once comes to know about the obituary. Somebody has told him about his father's obituary, and unfortunately he has not read it. But suddenly, as he has got the information, he tries to find it out by reading old newspapers. Okay, this is the way I have tried to simplify this poem. I hope that this video will be helpful to you. But I also suggest you that you should read the original poem. Side by side, you have to watch this video, and this will definitely help in your studies. Thank you so much.